is Kim Marsh, and I am the Regional Learning Manager for Canada, Amazon Canada. The first piece with a resume is you need to look at that job posting, and you need to align what the posting competencies are to your skill sets and put that on your resume. The resume is a key marketing tool that helps you get your foot in the door. So if you don't assimilate with the culture and the verbiage of that company, then they're not going to see you as aligned. So what do I mean? If that company is looking for top skill sets such as leadership, people development, maybe data analyst aspects, then you need to put that on the top of your resume saying data analyst, people leadership skills, developed 300 people over a course of 3 months, and 30% were promoted into other leadership roles. These are the things you need to call in your resume, citing the exact example they're looking for, and then an example of what you've done to achieve that. I look quickly through and I'm looking for top competencies that align with the posting. If I don't see an alignment, I push it to the side, but that person could be amazing and have those competencies, but they're not aligning with what I'm looking for. They're just more focused on maybe all the things they've done in their life, or the adventures they had, or what's important to them. You need to speak to the employer. So match your resume to the exact competencies, even write the same word, the verbiage, into your resume. The biggest mistakes in resumes, they would be crowded, too much information on it. Again, they want to talk about all the great things they've done, all the jobs they've had, if they have a lot of jobs, but then they don't relate to the position. So yes, progression is important to show within a company. If you moved up through there, those are good to show. But if you're applying for a finance role and then you say, hey, I worked at Swiss Chalet, but you were a server, how does that relate? It might not be value add. So you have to make sure that you're keeping your resume short, sweet, to the point, but it exactly matches that job posting. A star interviewer will speak my language, so they'll come out from the gate noting a few of the competencies that I'm looking for. So if the top competencies are leadership, people development, knowing how to have a bias for action, it's an Amazon principle, or hire and develop the best, then they're going to look at those leadership principles within the company, know what those mean, and then give examples to those. So one, I'm hearing they're speaking the same language. So I'm like, oh, hire the best. Oh, the leadership competency, and I helped resolve a conflict with 2 employees, and this is how I did it. Then they've piqued my interest because they're now speaking what I'm looking for. To summarize it, know the company, know the mission and values and how they resonate with you, and know the competencies that they're looking for, and have very specific examples and speak that language. You must practice. You must prepare. Do not think you can walk into an interview and think off the top of your head. It just doesn't work out in your favor unless maybe you know the person and you're going to get the job. But roles are very competitive, so you need to be prepared. Know the company, know the missions and values, what you're passionate about, and then write out 3 to 5 examples of actual things you did. Did you solve a problem? You worked on a project, what was the outcome? You worked on a conflict resolution between people, or a conflict resolution between departments in a company, and how did you resolve that? Write each of those examples out, indicate what the issue was, what's the action, so what did you do about it, and what was the outcome? And be specific about what you did, and stay away from fluff words like, I'm strong and I'm an excellent communicator. You have to actually share an example of how you're an excellent communicator. Maybe it's someone that gave you feedback, like a boss. Maybe they asked you to job shadow someone. These are the examples that you have to provide to validate your experience of why you're strong in these certain aspects. And you need to write 4 or 5 out to be ready for that interview.